weird feeling. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Harvest Ball 2021. I'm Amelia Jeffers. Woo! Thank you for that. I'm Amelia Jeffers, and I'm a friend of Local Matters and your MC for tonight's program. We're thrilled to come together for good this evening to celebrate the work being done in our communities to increase food access and awareness, as well as to look ahead to all that is to come. I'd like to extend our thanks to every one of you for joining us this evening. It's unusual times and kind of wonderful to be together, so a round of applause for all of you for coming out tonight and supporting Local Matters. Your attendance and participation supports Local Matters' work to create healthier communities through food education, access, and advocacy, work that is more relevant now than ever. Last year's Harvest Ball was held virtually. Does anybody else remember Executive Director Michelle Moskowitz-Brown and her sister Chandra? I was pretty sure a TV series was going to come out of that. It was a lot of fun. That's right, wait for it. And so although that was a lot of fun, you know that nothing beats being in person. So being together with all of you this year is just all the more special here at the Columbus Crew Lower.com field. The Huntington Field Club enjoying music, local food, and creating new memories. It's going to be a great night. Thanks for being here. And thank you to the Columbus Crew for hosting our 2021 Harvest Ball. It's a beautiful facility. I'd also like to extend gratitude to our tremendous sponsors who made this evening possible. This year's presenting partner, Columbia Gas of Ohio, and the NiSource Charitable Foundation is a long-standing partner of Local Matters. Furthermore, I'd like to thank our platinum sponsor, Big Lots Foundation, these are on the screen, our gold sponsors, Give Yoga and Nationwide Children's Hospital, and our silver sponsors, Bath & Body Works, Kroger, Jenny's Splendid Ice Creams, Jones Day, MI Homes, and Zinc Food Service. How about another round of applause for all those sponsors? As a reminder, we have several exceptional raffle packages available this evening, including but not limited to one of my favorites, the Wheelbarrow of Booze. I think you guys are the only organization I know who does the no, maybe not, but it's still very popular. A year of local dining valued at $1,000. A Dos Hermanos taco truck party for 50 friends. The moms of seniors will be dropping some tickets in that one. A Columbus Crew package complete with 4 tickets for a match, 2 unlimited 3-month memberships to Give Yoga, and a package for rest and relaxation with dinner and time at the spa. You can learn more about these raffle items by visiting the raffle table, I believe in the back of the room, and near the entrance, or by visiting the Harvest Ball event webpage online. And those tickets are going to be available until about 9:15 tonight. So if you haven't gotten a ticket, which I haven't, so you're going to see me over there shortly, make sure to get them now. So you don't have to be present to win. If you think you're going to take off early, don't worry, you can still buy the tickets. And the virtual attendees are encouraged to participate online as well. So to continue this evening's program, I'd like to introduce the wonderful Michelle Moskowitz-Brown, Executive Director of Local Matters. Michelle? Yes, thank you.
When mics meet, I'll get in front of the mic. Can you all hear me? Thank you so much for being here and not staying home to watch the Great British Baking Show, which we can all do later. Mike's still good? You got me. You saw me, episode 3. I'd like to share a scene from this past summer. We're standing in the garden at St. Vincent Family Services. It's a beloved behavioral and residential health center on the east side. Sounds still good? I'm getting some echo, but. So we're in the garden, picture the scene, and the kid next to me says, "Ew!" as the Local Matters educator brings out the ingredients for the smoothie with spinach as the star. She was not having to taste the smoothie, take one try. So it's a classic scene that our educators see all the time, and almost without fail, it's that one kid who's going to be the most excited about having seconds, as happened that day. Because it can take weeks to build trust, and it can take even longer to develop a taste for something that you haven't tried before. we're here for it at Local Matters. When the pandemic hit, we all saw how fragile our systems can be, and we all saw how much we need each other as we treasured small moments with our friends, our neighbors, our colleagues, and our family. What if we took a moment now, took a step back, and asked how we could do things differently? And what if we agreed that one of the best and most cost-effective defenses we have is to invest in our children as young as possible, building skills? Let's do that. And we can build skills and knowledge at the preschool, elementary, middle, and high school level. Because after all, our kids are currently about 7% of our healthcare costs, but they're going to be 100% of our adults. So what if we also came together to ensure that everybody had access to nutritious food and the skills and the resources to make a delicious meal? That's exactly what Local Matters was founded for. We're here to intercept the diet-related health crisis that we're facing, and we're here to support equitable access to food because we believe in a basic truth that good food is a right. Y'all agree with that? And we know that historical and present-day racism makes it inequitable for folks to actually get the food that they need. And we know that that's what we're up against. But that's why we're here. Yeah. So, what do I want to tell you next? I was really in that moment, so I lost my train of thought. But at any rate, we're excited to model this model of food education and access that we do. And what we do is also engage in advocacy work at the local, state, and national level so that this kind of model can become more of the norm in our communities. Currently, there's legislation, the Food and Nutrition Education in Schools Act on the federal level, that it's the first legislation to prioritize in-depth nutrition education in schools. So I say, this is our moment. It's time for our smoothies, and we're here for it. This is the kind of support that our children need. And with your support, we're in the early stages of modeling a district-wide education program with Whitehall City Schools. We can teach kids with age-appropriate curriculum throughout their career so that they get what they need and are able to grow up and see the future. So with that in mind, as I think about that vision and what it's going to take us to get there, I've decided that in addition to my annual giving this year, I'm going to make a planned gift because I'm in this work for life and eventually for legacy, just like Lori. Thank you. And now, I could have spent this whole time talking about our staff. I'd like to give heartfelt thanks to our staff, our board, and our volunteers, and talk about how you all jumped into action throughout the pandemic, how you asked what do people need, and how can we help, and how you worked tirelessly through more uncertainty than any of us could have imagined. So, thank you. All of you. I'd also like to thank some of our community leaders, including Representative Boggs, who's in the audience tonight, for your support of families. And a very, 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 very special thanks to Adam Fazio, who had to imagine could you imagine, like, doing this last year and doing it like amazingly well and then having to do it again and rethink it and think it and then also be so thoughtful about building support for our programs every day. So heartfelt thanks to Adam. And finally, I'd like to give special thanks to our outgoing board chair, Lori Overmeyer, because Lori is leaving an indelible mark in our organization through her total commitment to our development and her unabashed enthusiasm for kids with green smoothies. Thank you, Lori. And now it's my pleasure to introduce our event chair for tonight, Angela Mingo. She is the Director of Community Relations at our longstanding partner, Nationwide Children's Hospital, and we're so grateful to her for her dedication to our mission and for her time in helping to support this evening. Please welcome Angela Mingo.
you. All right. Well, thank you, Michelle. I speak for all of us when I say we are inspired by your leadership and your commitment to advancing access and education to food in our communities. Let's give Michelle a round of applause. Nationwide Children's Hospital has felt compelled to promote health and wellness in the neighborhoods that we serve, and we've always felt this way. We increased our efforts in 2008 through our Healthy Neighborhoods, Healthy Families initiative, allowing us to invest time and resources into the Southside neighborhood that we call home. The hospital in 2020 expanded those same efforts through our expansion and commitment in the Linden neighborhood. We recognize the challenges facing these communities, challenges like increased infant mortality rates, barriers to healthcare, employment, and transportation. At Nationwide Children's Hospital, we want to be a facilitator of solutions to these critical issues and basic needs. This is relative to our work at Local Matters. We've talked a lot about coming together for good while planning this event. It's a sentiment that lends itself to the fantastic relationship we've created between Nationwide Children's Hospital and Local Matters. Through the partnership, our Center for Healthy Weight and Nutrition offers Local Matters Food Matters for Families classes as part of its curriculum. This allows families to learn more about food through healthy cooking, specifically how food can fuel our bodies and improve and provide important vitamins and nutrients. We were just a few weeks into our first class in 2020, when the pandemic disrupted our schedule. And I'm sure I can say that we all know what that felt like on any level, in every level. Eventually, with the help of our partners at Local Matters, we were able to efficiently switch to a virtual format for Food Matters for Families. And how many of you have spent more time in the virtual world than you feel like you spent in the real world these days? I think we can all raise our hands to that one. Our participants were able to pick up meal kits with detailed instructions for engaging Zoom classes led by Local Matters food educators. These sessions were engaging and exciting despite being virtual. The classes started important conversations with our families and for our team as providers at Nationwide Children's Hospital. These conversations break the stigma that cooking is boring, and it provides an important opportunity for global connections through food. I'm proud to share that in our post-program survey, 100% of our participants shared that they would adjust their meals to be healthier after completing the class. And based on those statistics, I think, Michelle, I need to be signing up for the class as well. So I could go on and on about the benefits of Food Matters for Families. However, it feels as though it would be more impactful if you heard from one of our program participants. So I'd like to introduce Sharon Jones, friend of Local Matters and Food Matters for Families participant, to join me on the stage. Let's welcome Sharon.
Hello, Sharon.
Hello.
It is a pleasure to see you
This evening, and thank you for joining us. So Sharon, your journey with Food Matters for Families started when you learned that your eldest son Daniel, was diagnosed with
high
cholesterol.
Yeah.
So tell me, why did you and your family decide to get involved in Food Matters for Families?
It really wasn't like we're going to decide this. It was a collaborative effort with our doctor. Mm-hmm. She first sent us to a heart specialist at Nationwide. And while we were on the wait list to be seen, mm-hmm. we basically, it was a few months. And
okay.
So when we finally heard word, we were told that, well, the heart area said that, you know what, we're not going to take people with cholesterol anymore. We're going to shift them to healthy weight and nutrition. And so that's how we got involved in the program. And probably was in there probably about a year or so. And then his doctor came one day and said, hey, there's this program. It's Local Matters. And I was like, Local Matters? I know about them. And they were like, you heard of them? And I was like, trust me. Years ago, when my youngest was in Head Start, Local Matters came to our Head Start, transported us to a different Head Start that had a cooking kitchen, and I did a 3-month program with that.
Great, wonderful.
And so it was a no-brainer for me. I joked because my kids, for years, I had a plaque that was on my wall from my completion.
Do we have the plaque? We have the
Yes.
plaque. Very nice.
From my completion of the program. And my kids were like, Mom, you're a chef. You know, they were little. They didn't know any better. And I didn't tell them any better either. So, but I was like, that's a great thing. You know, he's older now, and his nutritionist was like, yeah, you know, he's about to be in the teen years, and Mom, in the blink of an eye, he's going to be graduating. Yes. He needs to know how to cook for himself. Mm-hmm. You can do it for him, but he can do it better for himself. And so
that's awesome.
And that is what we did. We went and we took the class, and this was before COVID, so it was 2019. Mm-hmm. And so he absolutely loved it. We did it as a family, and I was always trying to figure out a way to get back to you guys, to Local Matters, because it was such a great thing.
It is.
Even my cookbook, I still have it.
Oh, she has a cookbook.
And I pull it out from time to time and sneak a good meal in to the kids, you know. At the time they were little. They're big now, and it's a little bit harder. But since Daniel went through the program, he makes better choices.
That's great.
Because my side of the family, as well as my husband's side of the family, unfortunately, we have a major issue with high cholesterol, heart disease, and that wonderful diabetes. It's no joke. And so I keep telling my son, what you put into your body today will bite you in the butt or clap you, praise you later on. So, yeah, we felt it was a great investment, a great way for our family to do better.
It's wonderful. It's wonderful, and it sounds like you are doing better. It's wonderful. So tell us, Sharon, why do you think food courses and programs like Food Matters for Families are so important, and how can they help other families?
It's important, just like I just said, with the health of your family. What you do to your body, how you treat your body is very important. I understand there's a lot of doctors out here, and I love you guys, but I'd rather not see you guys. Maybe once a year for that annual, make sure I'm good, But if people, I was joking with a friend, it wasn't really a joke, it was serious. She's dealing with some health crises right now. And she was like, I can't eat this and I can't eat that, and this has this in it, and that, and she was just going on and on and on, and she was her anxiety was so high. And I was like, whoa, calm down. Eat God food. Don't eat the science food. Come on. Because that's what she was going for. She was talking about mashed potatoes. And I'm like, what mashed potato? She's talking about the box. Sweetie, stay away from the box. Get a potato. Bake it. Put it in the oven. Put it in the refrigerator. Go and pop it in the microwave when you're ready for it, Yeah. And so that, taking better care of ourselves, being an advocate for ourselves. When this last year and a half, the one good thing that I feel that came out of COVID was the elevation of the food crisis in this nation is really serious. And there are many people who are suffering. There were many people who learned for the first time what a food pantry was. It's serious. And so if we have good, nutritious food to put in our bodies, know how to cook simple meals, because these are simple. very simple. You know, if you don't cook, you can cook because they make it so easy. Very few ingredients, but those things are the things that are going to sustain us and do good for us. So it's the economic as well as the health benefits. Again, I will say I love you guys, doctors, but if we do right, we can make your job better.
Right. So I may need to borrow this cookbook before the night's over. I might
Okay.
need to peruse it for a little
All
while.
right, I got
Sounds
special
like-
pages marked.
Okay, sounds like it's a really good book. I'm gonna have to take a look at that. So I noticed that your son Daniel is joining us this evening, and I've had the pleasure of hearing Daniel speak at the hospital's Neighborhood Advisory Council meetings. So I'd like to invite Daniel to join us for our final question. So Daniel, if you could come to the stage, please.
He's gotten big and tall.
Doesn't he look lovely, everyone? He's so handsome. Daniel, thank you for joining us this evening. So I just wanted to ask you, how do you think food matters for families changes one's outlook on cooking and food preparation? How has it changed your outlook?
Thank you, sir. What I feel like what Food Matters has done is that it has changed my perspective. I used to love cooking when I was little with my dad, and I always like cooked with eggs in the kitchen, but I never got to actually do a full balanced meal. And so in 2019, that changed a whole lot for me because when Food Matters came over and told me that they would like to introduce me to this program, I actually got to cook a full lasagna and some green beans for my family. And that was a really wonderful experience because I got to learn a whole lot. I definitely got to improve my skills in cutting stuff because I used to be really scared of knives, and I used to did not want to cut anything because I didn't want to cut myself and I didn't want to injure myself and end up going to the hospital with my mom. So as soon as that happened, I got to learn how to better chop stuff and to better myself for a future of cooking for my own family.
Wonderful, wonderful. Sharon and Daniel, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Let's give both Sharon and Daniel a round of applause.
Thank you.
All right, and now I'm going to turn things back over to Amelia. So Amelia, back to you.
Thanks, Angela and Sharon. That was awesome. And if I took nothing else from that, what I heard is, Michelle, your programs teach kids how to cook for themselves. So, take my money now. I have 4 kids to bring to you. Teach them how to cook for themselves, please. No, that was really wonderful. It's a great, heartwarming story of your mission in action. So thank you for that. And we want to take a moment now to recognize the staff of Local Matters for their continued commitment to building more equitable and accessible food systems in Central Ohio. Every day, this team drives the mission of Local Matters forward, often quite literally with the veggie van. So a big round of applause for an awesome, one of my favorite teams in Central Ohio, truly. I support Local Matters because I was a food insecure kid. I grew up in Appalachia, and I didn't always have access to healthy foods, and when I finally did, I didn't really have education around proper nutrition or how to prepare them or how to shop. And shopping when I was a kid was pretty embarrassing. We were on food stamps my entire life, and so there was a lot of shame and humiliation around that. What I love about Local Matters is they bring food access and education to at-risk children with dignity, and not only dignity, but they make it fun. And so God bless you guys. Thank you for that, and that's why I'm here tonight. So we're wrapping up the program, and now we're going to kick off the annual Fund a Need, and this is when you guys go to work. So if I can't see you, step forward so I can, because soon enough, I'm going to ask you to put your hand in the air and support what Local Matters does by participating in our Fund a Need tonight. You've had a chance to hear directly the impact Local Matters has on our community. It's real and evidenced by the people we heard from tonight. This year, we're asking you to help us raise $60,000 to support this work tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, and beyond. So who wants to kick off the giving tonight? Michelle told me, Amelia, you're starting with 10, but if there's a 15 in the audience, go for it. So I'm going to ask if there's $15,000 donor in the audience. You can raise your hand. Are you kidding? $15,000. You've got raffle tickets. Oh, you've got the... She's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. That's right. That's what I thought, Miss Monique. It's Miss Monique. I was like, what? All right. $15,000. Is there anyone who'd like to give $15,000 or $10,000? $10,000. Let me tell you what you'll support with $10,000. You can support the launch and operation of a new veggie van market. Have you ever been to the veggie van market? Has anyone ever been? Yeah, those of you who have been know that Miss Monique and her crew make it pretty awesome. So anyone at $10,000, do we have a $10,000 donor tonight? At $10,000, anyone? We have to get to 60, so we just need one or two 10,000s to help us get there. Anyone at 10? Shopping for the food we eat and feed our families should be a beautiful, enjoyable experience. Veggie Van has been a critical resource for families throughout the pandemic, and tonight you can make it possible to keep the Veggie Van running through the winter. Now's the time. Anyone at 10,000? $10,000, a huge round of applause. Thank you for that. $10,000, thank you. How about $5,000? With a $5,000 donation to Local Matters, you can sponsor a Food Matters class at Linden Early Childhood Education Center. Is that at $5,000? Big round of applause. Sharon just shared what a difference Food Matters made to her family. Do we have another $5,000? Thank you for that. The Ostrowskis, thank you. With a $5,000 donation right now, was there another one over here? Another one over here? You can support Food Matters programming for a whole classroom of students. Each one of those people, you're supporting a whole classroom of students to give them that spark of inspiration that Daniel talked about. Can you make a gift of $5,000 to help build healthier habits that will make them last a lifetime? Anyone else at $5,000? Let's move to $2,500. $2,500 can support Local Matters work with Produce Perks in Central Ohio. Raise your hand at any time for $2,500. Produce Perks is a dollar for dollar match. Do we have a $2,500? Thank you. On any SNAP spent at markets and grocers like the Veggie Van. It's a dollar for dollar match. By coordinating Produce Perks in Central Ohio, Local Matters has helped bring over $45,000 of federal funding to our community this summer. $45,000 of federal funding that we would have lost. Think about how much that amplifies your $2,500 gift. Anyone else at $2,500? How about $1,000? $1,500. We'll start at $1,500 next. Local Matters can install a community learning garden. Is there a $1,500? Yes, thank you. And grow 3 seasons of food for the Veggie Van at those community learning gardens. During the spring, summer, and fall, Local Matters grows a lot of fruit and vegetables sold at the Veggie Van. It doesn't get any more local than that. $1,500. Anyone at $1,500? What's even better, the community learning gardens really are a community space. Everyone is welcome to work in the gardens, harvest from the gardens, and simply enjoy the gardens. Do we have another $1,500? The learning gardens have been an amazing place to connect with neighbors and volunteers during and since the onset of the pandemic. Anyone else at $1,500? Now we're going to drop to $1,000. When you support Local Matters with $1,000, anyone raise your hands now for $1,000 right here at the front. Another $1,000. I have another $1,000 in the back. When you support Local Matters with $1,000, you can help Local Matters continue offering high-impact virtual programming to families across Columbus. A $1,000 gift helps support these connections with participants across the city, just like we heard about from Sharon and her family tonight. Anyone else at $1,000? Anyone at 1,000? I think this side of the room needs to step up their game a little bit. I'm just saying. You guys have it over here. How about $600? Listen to this. $600 is the equivalent. There's a $600 donor. Thank you. Another $600 in the back. $600 is the equivalent of 240 meals from the Veggie Van. Meal kits provide the ingredients and recipes needed to make a family meal that will feed up to 4 for just $10, y'all. $10 for a family of 4. Meal kits change weekly, keeping the selection fun, fresh, and inspiring. Anyone else at $600? Shoppers at the Veggie Van are always amazed that they can offer a family meal for $10. I'm pretty amazed at that. They're as delicious as they are nutritious, though, those meal kits, and they're fun to cook at home. $600 supports delicious, healthy, home-cooked meals for 240 people. So this is an easy level, I'm going to tell you. The next level is $300. You guys, I took a friend to Jeff Ruby last night, and I don't want to tell you what my bill was. It was more than $300. $300. We spend $300 on a night out, how many times? With that gift, you can help Local Matters deliver food to people with their pop-up markets. $300 can help transport hundreds of meals to our partners at Nationwide Children's Hospital, Franklinton Farms, or all that. Now it's your turn. What amount can you donate tonight to support all of this amazing work that Local Matters brings to the Columbus community? As we wrap up our fundraising tonight, I invite you to consider how you can contribute to furthering food access, food education, food justice, and racial justice. Put your hand in the air if you need a piece of paper, a donor certificate, and we'll get it for you no matter the level of your gift. Thank you, everyone, for your inspiring generosity. Thank you. A big round of applause for everyone who donated tonight. We still have the raffle tickets in the back. Lots of drinks still available and great music. The music has been pretty phenomenal, by the way. Thank you for that. And so just keep having a great time. Thanks for coming, and congratulations on a great evening.